welcome back. It's the time again. We're watching more Joshiraku where things don't really make sense. Things are over in a flash and then back for more. Each and every joke is barely around to even hear the punchline before they're moving on. Is there going to be many things in which I forget or miss? Yes. But it's going to be a fun journey anyway. Mainly because each of the characters are kind of defined in their own little style. And they're interesting enough where I want to see more. So who's going to be the butt of the joke this time? We'll have to see. So strap in, get yourself a drink. Let's begin. I think, more than anything, just starting off with the high-octane opening. It's a good way to, well, start any day. But how many more personality traits are going to get explored in the coming episodes? And what we know of the characters are going to change. Or are any true feelings going to come across, like the one who's constantly put on an act? Was that snow sea noise in there, or is it changing every time the OP is playing, or have I just not noticed it? Hard to tell. Is this going to be bad pun? Is it going to be misunderstanding humour? Pawn the cat off for a couple of gold coins. I don't think that one quite worked. I didn't get it. I see this is some good infrastructure here. Got a slow drip. I mean, is she out in the rain? Are they all going to say the same? Are they all going to say the same thing? Did they collaborate to make sure they all had this? Why did she suffer the full brunt of the annoyance? Is she going to be hit again once she says it? Ignore. Okay. Some actual nice little tidbit and facts there. This is time for battle. I feel like she has a longer range. Last episode. Is it because you can play defense that you can't hit me? I've got glasses. Yeah, exactly. Why do I understand this? It's too much. That's why you go for body shots. Or go for the chin. That works as well. Yeah, there's far too much of a wind-up. Thanks for that. First off, where did the honey thing come from? Second off, that reminded me of Gintama, and the less I remember about the Golden Beetle section, the better. Anyone that knows what I'm talking about there, I pity you. K.O. They're like the training weights. I mean, if she's happy with being the violent glasses girl, then sure, why not? Only looks smart. Well, that's probably the case. No hesitation. Don't play around with glasses. To be fair, it feels more like she's trying to uphold the violent glasses thing rather than get rid of the feeling. Has anyone actually worried about the makeup of a gathering about whether or not they've got glasses? Would anyone actually care? I think it's just their personal biases. In current day and age, I don't think anyone really cares if you've got. Is that Sayonara? Is that what Sensei? Ah. Is this what, some sort of peace offering to stop getting hit? Or just to throw her off a little? Ah. I mean, didn't it start off by saying that they don't fog up when walking in the rain? The glass is fogging up and now they just can't. Well, I'm horrified. Perfect. That's how the Third World War gets started. Who fires the first missile? Well, you saw it right there. Pity we don't have the destructive capabilities to take out a small one-bedroom apartment. Safe. Attack now while she's blinded. Well, the glass is not for seeing anyway. And then, rather more than just a poke. Safe. And replaced with a mushroom. Excuse me? I mean, she has ears, doesn't she? Can't be seen, right? Well, I guess the victory of the game is more than anything for her. Ignorance is bliss. a not so rare outside trip, although some of their fashion choices are a little different from last time. Inflation has really hit everything. Even the gangs can't afford their signature looks anymore. Can you get distracted from a journey somewhere to journey somewhere? Huh. So you're forcing people to listen to you in a position where they can't get away. A closed train car, for one. I think this might be something only it really descended fast there. Did one of them try bungee jumping without a rope? Is there a ocean curve like this? Only when it's a sharp bend like this. Quick, distract you with something ridiculous. I don't think not everything helps, yeah. Don't think you can really open a window or anything, just. I guess, yeah, you don't feel bad about puzzle. I mean, make sure that you're actually able to eat without causing gastrointestinal problems. And by the time that they're finished with their little writing session, now, I guess in a way, I can't really see any reason why something like that would work, but distracting yourself with something to focus on not trying to be sick might be one way that would actually somewhat help in the situation. And how many people in the train car are being aggravated by the antics down here at the front? Why is that the image being portrayed here? And hopefully you don't need to wipe down the windows after. I see all of the enthusiasm just die. the good, the good old extended silence non-joke. Always a classic. I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. And is none of this actually travel sick? She just hung over. And how exactly you get? Oh, okay, just at the next station. Hmm. Well, what the hell is going on? Also, some of these characters. Ah, I see. I didn't expect to see any of the any characters in anime go to some sort of Comic Con. Hmm. Have any of the other segments had a little title card like this? Is it not night at the minute? Ah, okay. It's just overcast. To be fair, I'm surprised anyone in the UK has seen anything other than clouds for a while. I mean, whenever she doesn't make a stupid mistake, that's a rare occasion. All of the film grain and everything, does that add to the experience of watching the moon? Yeah, that's a rabbit. Just no one's mentioning why she has that abomination of a portrait. Is the moon getting bigger? What's she doing to hopefully just to tie someone up? Don toka toka toka. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like they're starting a moon cult. Has always been the view out of their window. I suppose there wasn't something else in the moon being shown off there. I can picture that. The moon is from a highly unrealistic point. Now, why exactly would that be on her mind? Sometimes I'd going to Rorschach tests now. It looks like a Rorschach test. I'm. I've not thought of that answer before. You can't achieve world peace until you can see the rabbit. There are some smells you can definitely resist. I mean, that was a likely position to do it from, I guess. And every year it moves away from us by about what 5 millimeters or something. 5 centimeters. Is it on the moon? Please don't be from the opening. What has he been feeding that thing? Thanks. It looks like a... I guess that was not the right answer. Why is he, the rabbit adept at some sort of... Are they going to go out and buy him the latest copy of Jump magazine? Or just make it as uncomfortable for him as possible so he decides to leave? Who's the next to be attacked for this? So he gets dinner and a show. Well, so everyone quick, leave the room. Oh no. He didn't even get to drink it. First off, deserved. Second off, I really like how I just went through the paper door. The Shogun has appeared. Princess Kakara. And they were never heard of again. And no one actually... Is it from a... I think I preferred it back when it was just a smear and a smudge on the moon. I wonder if it's going to stay this way. Now we only got 4 character cast. If you think about highly unlikely positions and the like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Just what the fuck was going on? Sure, people see things in clouds, trees, paint splodges on the walls. I guess much like Rorschach test, it really kind of shows a bit more about you and your personality. What's going on inside her head to think of those things constantly? Well, other than violence. As was made abundantly clear earlier on. Although I do wonder if you could actually see the rabbit in the moon after all of that. Still, the effects of pareidolia are interesting. Seeing shapes, patterns, and faces into things that really have nothing really there. That's why people can see, oh, that cloud looks like a dragon. But if it isn't seeing some dangerously placed anatomy with some very olfactory senses to it, it's staving off travel sickness, the motion sickness, the issue of vomiting on long journeys is something that, well, is not unknown to me. Granted, in recent years it has not been much of an issue, but growing up, yes. I think a whole manner of things were try to alleviate any symptoms. Look off in the distance? No. Think of something else? No. Have a sweet? No. I don't think we ever tried a backward somersault on a train. You know, if it helps. But is that big circular turn junction road network bit an actual part of the train network in Japan? And if so, why the big loop-de-loop and not just cut the corner? There must be some reason for it. Good or bad, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just trying to use extra funds that they had lying around. But if we think back on the first part of this episode, well, there's only been 2 people, I think, that can be predominantly identified by, I think their most standout character personality trait was they've got glasses. And one of them, yeah, violence was a big factor. So maybe there's some truth to the matter here. I was going to say I do like how Mary is almost always at the butt of the joke when it comes to some sort of physical violence and act. Especially when it's not deserved. I do feel, though, I do feel that some of the jokes, maybe they become so unexpected as to be expected. You know what Joshiraku is trying to attempt, so it's like, I know where you're coming from, I know what you're doing now. Or maybe it's just because I like that subversion. Think of the obvious punchline and joke, and no, you go somewhere else with it. Much like a rabbit sniffing your ass on the moon. Okay, granted, some things should never be thought about. But there definitely was some jokes in this which I didn't get. The Rakugo bits at the beginning and midway point or whatever it was. Yeah. They need to be run past me again. But having a little cameo kind of pop up, it does remind me I do need to watch a certain Zetsubo Sensei. One more show that I've got on my long list of things that I need to watch. And if you're in any way interested in that, let me know. One day I might get to it. One day sooner than later, maybe. But if you enjoyed this, if anything made you laugh here, let me know in the comments. If I did anything to entertain you, then you must have a very low bar of standards. But if you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel, maybe even jumping onto my Discord. But for now, get yourself some rest, so I can see you in the next one. If you want to take me to the moon and create some new patterns, consider joining onto my Patreon, because it's much less expensive and with a little less invasion of personal space. But whether or not you're a giant rabbit, it's thanks to the amazing people that are Noku, Sal, Croyville, Ruben Filamawa, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Light Wizard 91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else that I can really continue my channel as is. So once again, thank you.